Now, the Delhi riots death case involving Intelligence Bureau official Ankit Sharma has moved to the next stage. A Karkardooma Court will hear arguments on the quantum of sentence on July 23rd against former AAP councillor Tahir Hussain and 4 other convicts. The court had earlier held Tahir Hussain and 4 others guilty in the murder case of IB officer Ankit Sharma during the 2020 Northeast Delhi riots. And joining me with more updates is Rumi Mishra. Rumi, what more can you tell us? All right, we seem to have lost that connection with my colleague. But let me just tell you, viewers, that NewsX has accessed the full judgment copy from the Karkardooma Court in Delhi. The court held that Ankit Sharma's death was homicidal and observed that the post-mortem injuries reflected extreme brutality, with the medical evidence remaining unshaken. And I have my colleague Rumi Mishra joining me to tell us more. Over to you, Rumi.
Yes, Vaishali, right in front of my screen is the 320-page judgment copy that has been shared by the Karkardooma Court. This is a NewsX exclusive. We have gotten the full judgment against former Aam Aadmi Party person Tahir Hussain and 4 others who have been convicted in IB staff Ankit Sharma's murder case. Let me go along and look at some of the important pointers that have been pointed out in this whole document. This complaint, of course, is on behalf of Ankit Sharma's father. This FIR came to be registered on basis of a complaint of Ravinder Sharma. The complaint, of course, was recorded via the DD number 82A. It was alleged in the complaint that for 2 to 3 days demonstration had been going on by the anti-CAA and pro-CAA protesters at Chandbagh Pulia, main Karaval Nagar road. In these demonstrations, the incidents of stone pelting, brick batting, arson, fighting and sabotage had taken place from both the sides. Mohammed Tahir, who was of course the then municipal councillor, had gathered a lot of goons in his office. The complainant further alleged that on 25th of February 2020, his son Ankit Sharma, who was posted in the Intelligence Bureau, then came back from his office, and about 5 p.m. Ankit had gone out of house to bring some household goods, and that's when this whole incident unfolded. Ankit, of course, did not return to his home, and that's about it. Let's move on to page 190. Where it is clearly stated that this position in PW19 in totality reveals that this mob was engaged in rioting, loot and arson at his and nearby shops, and therefore it is this mob that had attacked Ankit Sharma and thrown his body in the Nala. The mob was armed with heavy dandas and sharp objects. PW21 has also described this mob as a mob which was rival to the mob of Hindu community, and both these mobs were pelting stones on each other. This, of course, mob was at the Chandbagh Pulia and was throwing objects which would burst into flames. Members of the mob were also armed with weapons like sticks and iron rods, and some of them were also wearing helmets. This is the mob which had set his shop ablaze. PW56 in her disposition also stated that around 5 to 5:30 p.m. she had seen this huge mob which was on the Pulia, and it spread on both its sides. The testimonies of these witnesses established that this assembly, whose constituents were more than 5 in number, was an assembly whose members were armed with stones, molotovs, iron rods, dandas and knives, etc., or sharp weapons. Some of the members of this assembly were also wearing helmets. Now let's move on to another page, which is page number 35. In fact, Vaishali, this here highlights that the court rejected the defense argument that irregularities in the FIR vitiated the trial, holding that no prejudice was caused to the accused. Since it's a very long 320-page judgment, in fact, the court here states that it's been contended that the witness number 14 in this statement under 164 CRPC was silent about witnessing the incident of burning of the Bunny Bakery or the Aman e-rickshaw or seeing them in a burnt condition. This is despite the fact that he had stated that he was present at the Chandbagh Pulia between 4 to 4:30 p.m. and despite it being a matter of record that both these shops were burnt prior to the murder of Ankit Sharma, it is therefore contended that the silence of Bharat regarding any incident in relation to burning of these shops makes his presence on the 25th of February 2020 at Chandbagh Pulia highly doubtful. Let's move on to page number 156, where of course it does mention the court dismissed the defense claim that prosecution witnesses were planted or chance witnesses holding their testimonies were reliable and corroborated by any evidence. The court also in fact noted that suspicion regarding Tahir Hussain's role had arisen even before Ankit Sharma's body was recovered, as police had searched his premises on the night Ankit went missing. So yes, all in conclusion, the prosecution had of course proved its case beyond reasonable doubt against the convicted accused. The court convicted Tahir Hussain under sections 188, 153A, 147, 148, 149, 365 and 302 of the Indian Penal Code, while acquitting him of sections 120B and 129 of the IPC.
Let me just tell you, viewers, that this is a NewsX exclusive. We have accessed the full judgment copy from the Karkardooma Court in Delhi, and of course my colleague was sharing those details with you. And now let's move forward.